have Medicare, ask your doctor about chronic care management services and get the connected care you need. For more information, visit Medicare.gov and search for chronic care management. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Always here when you need us. Pittsburgh's news, weather, and traffic station, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA News Now.
It's 66 degrees at Pittsburgh International. At 9 o'clock, I'm David Ballarado. City police have arrested a woman in connection with the stabbing in broad daylight in East Liberty Friday. This happened on the 6400 block of Center Avenue. Police say the woman stabbed 2 others around 3 p.m. Officers treated one of the victims. The other was taken to the hospital in stable condition. After 2 teens had recently been killed in Ambridge, a church there has begun a weekly program designed to give teens and adults a nonviolent way to come together. Pastor Rick Thornhill of New Hope Community Church, who himself had a family member get shot 3 years ago, spearheaded the event. It included basketball, soccer, arts and crafts, and speakers including rapper Bo Skaggs, whose uncle, Jam Master Jay of Run DMC, was killed in a deadly shooting. KDKA TV's Lauren Linder says the hope is for these Friday night get-togethers to continue.
The plan is to hold these events every Friday through the summer, and the church hopes to continue them in some form once the school year starts. Authorities are still looking for a second shooter in the Ambridge shooting. If you have any information about what happened, you're asked to call them.
Former President Donald Trump's classified documents trial is now set for May 2024. CBS News correspondent Dana Jacobson has more.
The federal judge rejected Trump's request to delay the trial until after the presidential election. Instead, it will be held weeks after more than a dozen states hold their primary contests on Super Tuesday. The GOP frontrunner is facing 37 charges, including violations of the Espionage Act, for his alleged mishandling of classified documents stored at his Florida home.
Neither side seems to be happy with the date set. A Mount Lebanon grad is trying to clear a major hurdle in the world of track and field. News Radio KDKA Shelby Cassesi with that story.
Lauren Kuntz knows she can excel in the decathlon, a 10-event track and field competition. The problem is women aren't allowed to compete, even in the Olympics. They aren't allowed in the 20-event double decathlon either.
You need a group of people that all come together and say, this isn't right, and we're going to take action and we're going to change it.
This weekend, about 30 athletes, including women, will compete in the double decathlon right here in Pittsburgh. Kuntz is organizing the ICO for All Championship at the RMU Island Sports Center. She believes it will send a message to those keeping women from the sport's greatest test.
It is the time to invest in women's sports. It is the time to invest in equality. That's where the future's going. You got to get on board or you're going to get left behind.
Shelby Cassasi, News Radio KDKA.
It's Christmas in July, so what better time to restart the debate over real versus artificial Christmas trees? Here's News Radio KDKA's Melinda Roeder.
A new study by a West Virginia University researcher says there's evidence that a real tree is better for your mental health. Professor Chad Pierscala claims just the act of shopping for a real tree may reduce anxiety, stress, and depression. And it doesn't really matter where you buy your real tree.
And that includes not just choosing cut farms, but also garden centers, Boy Scout lots, home improvement stores. They all have tree displays that offer the pleasant aroma, and the smells, but also the visual aspects of it that are fascinating. They offer fascinating stimuli.
He likens the selection experience of real versus artificial trees to watching a sporting event in person or on TV. Melinda Roeder, News Radio KDKA.
The Angels over the Pirates 8-5 last night. They're back at it again tonight. First pitch is at 9:07 on 93.7 The Fan. KDKA Radio News time 9:03. Time to call Shenderovich and Fishman. Why pay 40% when you can pay 25%? Call 888-98-TWINS. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
You've been told you have neuropathy. Tired of the burning, numbness, tingling? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and Dr. Sean Ritchie get results.
My legs were on fire from my toes to my knees. They were numb. I've gone to 46 doctors. I was desperate. Believe me, I was desperate. I would do anything to get better because my life wasn't the life I wanted. It's the first time I'm able to walk. I couldn't walk more than 3 or 4 steps. Now I can walk blocks.
And I went to doctors and they'd give me pills. My improvement has gone 60% and I'm on my way to 100%.
Don't listen to the neurologist when I tell you there's nothing that can be done. And once a nerve is dead, it's dead. Because there is something that can be done. I'm living proof of that.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Suffering from neuropathy? Visit marydanston.com or call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers with locations throughout the greater Pittsburgh area.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Partly sunny and pleasant today, high 79. Patchy clouds tonight, low 59. Mostly sunny and nice tomorrow, high 83. Maybe a thunderstorm Monday, high 83. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Kai Erickson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
And right now it's 66 degrees. KDKA Radio News time 9:05. Our next update at 9:30. I'm David Ballarado on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA.
The following is paid for by MediConnect. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information aired on the following program.
These are the people, the movers and shakers, the businesses, the people you know in your community who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, listen, he is here, Lance O'Brien. This is the Inside Connection. We're weeks away from that big enrollment period that everybody wants to get involved with in the month of October. But if you're soon to be 65, or you are 65, or you're saying, I think we can get a better deal when it comes to Medicare, these shows over the next 2 months are as important as anything that we do during any of the enrollment period, whether it's in the fall or the first of the year. So now is where you do your homework. But the best news is, all of the information that you need, and you can get an appointment in which there is never a charge for your services, is just a phone call away. 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334, MediConnectInsurance.com. MediConnect, bridging the healthcare gap, and the star of the show, Mr. Lance O'Brien. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. We're having too much fun already, aren't we?
I know. I had to make you last a little bit. But listen, I've spent so much time at UPMC with my friend Joe Dantisi since November. And look, I feel the same way about AHN, where they've operated on me, and I've had many stays, Heritage Valley Health System, the ones that I know, and you have all of yours in your community, Butler, Lawrence, Beaver County, Western Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio. Man, this is the place to be. Medicare is the ultimate, and of course, I believe that you are the best at what you do. But if you're going to get sick and you need help and you need that human element, that personal touch, man, we live in a great community.
We do. I was just actually talking to a couple in Virginia yesterday, and my daughter lives there now. There was a connection there. But long story short, they were looking at their options, and they just don't have the options there that we have. I mean, it's not even close when you get into the Medicare Advantage space. Obviously, MedSup, which we're going to talk a lot about this morning, is MedSup. That's pretty much the same everywhere you go, right? So, yeah, we're very, very fortunate. And this past week, my wife had a procedure on Thursday at AHN, and just a shout out to Janice, who was a listener, who was on our team. It's really cool when that happens.
Absolutely.
Asking where we work and everything, and it's like, I recognize your voice, but just a shout out to her and all the great listeners. And we're blessed to live in this community. I mean, Medicare is a challenge, healthcare is important, and we just really want to simplify the process and make sure people don't make mistakes. And when health happens, they can have peace of mind that financial stuff's not going to come on top of it.
Let me ask you something, because this is how my mind works, okay? I always look at the silver lining. And, we were going through the big two that were kind of, slugging it out a little bit, UPMC and Highmark, and I'm a fan of both, but I've had a great connection with Highmark forever, Allegheny Health Network. I was thinking the other day how everything kind of works itself out. Maybe the reason why we have such good health care is because we have two of the behemoths in the industry right in our backyard. And maybe that really works to our advantage more than it could have ever hurt us. Even during those rough times, we are now smooth sailing because we have those brands a part of our skyline.
Yeah, I mean, certainly from a quality of care, it's high level
Second
here,
to none.
right? You go to some places, they got to look for specialists outside of their area. We certainly don't really have that issue. And then to your point, from a financial perspective, it's really helped the consumers of Western Pennsylvania, because when they were going through their little issue, national carriers came in, and then they had to match that, and it really has created a great environment for the people here. And again, Rob, we're in 17 states. We know the Medicare options in a lot of the other states, and it's a great thing that we have here.
All right, absolutely is. We're going to have a little fun to begin the broadcast, and then we're going to get into some things that you need to know. But we always begin with a little fun information and news that you can use. But let me remind all of you, 888-818-6334. I'd get that appointment. I'd set it up today. There is never a charge for their services, because that enrollment period will be here before you know it, and it goes as quickly as it starts. So if you are soon to be 65, or you are 65, or you just want to, dive back into your current care and see if it's enough and how you can save a little bit of money in that Social Security check, and they can help you with that too. 888-818-6334, MediConnectInsurance.com. Plus, we'll tell you about some great seminars coming to a neighborhood near you. Lance.
Yeah, so Rob, we're 2 months away. We're already starting to get looks, and we'll get into the fun stuff in a minute. We're starting to get looks. We can't really talk about them, but I just want to get out there really quickly. If you have a Medicare Advantage and you're not really happy right now, and you're like, man, I can't wait for the enrollment. There are 20 plans here. There's 2 companies that have 5-star plans, and we've mentioned this. There's about 20 plans that they offer. They don't have to wait until the enrollment period to review their coverage and get into a new plan. So if you're not happy with your Advantage plan, give us a call. We'll help you out. We're going to jump into Medicare Supplements today, Medigap, and really continue our Medicare 101 series. But before we do that, this date in history, let's look at some things that kind of shaped our lives and society. This day in 1903, Ford Motor Company sold its first automobile. It was the Ford Model A. So not as popular as the T, right? But this was the first day in history that it was sold. 1923, Rob, American baseball player Walter Johnson became the first pitcher in Major League history to strike out 3,000 batters. And his career record of 3,508 strikeouts stood until 1983.
But Ohtani gave up 2 homers to Henry Davis last night. So our young bucko looked pretty good going around those bay pads. He got number 10 and 11 on the year. He's batting .295. So there's been some good things with our Pirates, too.
Yeah, there have. They young team, I think they've exceeded what was expected out of them. Maybe it's a good look at what the future could be.
But come on, I'm watching the highlight. This young guy is running around the base pads after hitting his second homer against that guy. And Ohtani's like the everything in the game.
Right now, yeah.
As you're a kid, can you imagine the emotion? You're running around going, I just hit my second home run off of this guy. Some hot shot he is. I'm the man, at least for the moment.
He's going to make 350, man.
I know.
I just jacked him twice.
I know. I love it. Anyway, what else do you have?
1933, American aviator Wiley Post became the first person to fly solo around the Earth. I don't know about you, but that's not something I would want to do. Small aircraft,
Above some body of water.
Oh, gosh.
No radar. They're never going to find you.
I'm out. Right,
Don't need a parachute, because if I'm going down, I have nowhere to go down but down.
Yeah, so that was in 1933. How about this? 1983, Australian Dick Smith became the first person to fly a helicopter around the world. So I guess there's something about July 22nd where you just want to fly around the world. He started his trip in August 1982, and it took him a year in a helicopter.
So if Bennett, if he landed at Floyd Bennett Field, meaning Post, in New York 7 days after he departed, does that mean he didn't sleep?
Must not have. I don't know. My first thing was where was the gas, right?
7 days.
Yeah.
Unless he touched down a couple of days. I don't know. Anyway, what else do we have?
Pretty crazy. 1992, Colombian drug trafficker Pablo Escobar escaped from police custody.
Been that long.
Yeah. I've been to Colombia, and I was pretty close to there, so kind of crazy. Beautiful country, though. I spent some time in the mountains of Colombia, had some pure Colombian coffee, and I'm not a coffee drinker. Man, awesome. Just awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so some happy birthdays. Danny Glover turned 77 today, famous for the Lethal Weapons.
All four.
Yep, and I just watched The Rainmaker yesterday, caught the tail end of it, the Matt Damon insurance company, great benefits movie. He was the judge in that movie, so great movie. Selena Gomez, 31 years old today.
Hard to believe, man.
I know, it
All
seemed
grown
like
up.
just yesterday, Wizards of Waverly Place,
I
right?
used to watch it with my kids.
There you go. As far as deaths, the infamous John Dillinger passed away on this day in 1934. In his lifetime, he robbed 24 banks, 4 police stations, and did multiple escapes, but he was known as a Robin Hood of his day.
But you know what happened to him? The lady in the red dress. They said, okay, I'll walk out of the theater with him. I'll be wearing a red dress. You'll know it's him. So she went on a date, came out in the red dress, and it was game on, and there went the public enemy number one.
Kind of like Samson and Delilah for many years ago, right?
Absolutely. What else do you have for me?
And then 2012 U.S. astronaut Sally Ride, the first American woman to travel in space, died at the age of 61.
Tragedy. Okay, trivia question. By the way, 10th caller, no. The first person. So the very first person with the correct answer will get the gas card. It's 412-922-1020. First caller with the correct answer. And the question is?
So Walter Johnson's strikeout record lasted for 60 years. What pitcher broke his record for strikeouts and still holds the record today?
All right, if you think you know it, call us. First caller with the correct answer wins the gas card. It is 412-922-1020. These are the seminars, then we're going to go to break.
So we got on the 25th of July, this week we'll be in Bethel Park at the Community Center on Park Avenue in Bethel Park. 27th, we're going to be at Shaler North Hills Library on Mount Royal Boulevard in Glenshaw. The 2nd of August, Public Library, Washington Ave in Vandergrift. And then on the 8th, Holiday Inn Express on Finley Road in Bell Vernon. Also going to be in Ross Township, Baldwin, Canonsburg. Just go to the website, MediConnectInsurance.com. Live events. There's going to be a full listing of all the seminars. You can register online. You can call 888-818-6334. If you have questions, need help with your Medicare, you want to give us a call.
Okay, don't forget, after the break, we're going to continue our educational series of Medicare 101, and today's topic, Medicare Supplement. Medigap will be our focus. Lance O'Brien, Rob Pratt, this is the Inside Connection, MediConnect on KDKA.
Now more than ever, we're the station you can trust for the information you need. KDKA.
This is it. The final days, the final hours of Diamonds Direct's Midsummer Store-Wide Savings Event. Time is running out on this incredible buying opportunity. You have until Saturday at 6 p.m. to shop in-store and get 20% savings on virtually everything. Exclusive trunk shows all weekend with world-renowned designers in-store. Save an extra 20% off rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, even engagement ring mountings. Don't miss this once-a-year store-wide event. Hurry, sail in Saturday. Get all the details now at DiamondsDirect.com.
Pirates baseball is in full swing.
That's out into the grandstands and gone. O'Neal Cruz.
With the free Odyssey app, local fans can listen live all summer long, whether you're at the grill or at the pool.
G1 Bay has done it. G1 Bay walks it off with a home run.
Pirates baseball. Pirates announcers. Streaming live on the free Odyssey app. AUDACY. Get in the game and download it today.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
These are the people that make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, lots to get to, and hopefully we'll get a winner, but it should be a pretty easy name to know because he was a popular guy during his time in the bigs. All right, so let's get to Lance O'Brien, get started with today's show, and we're going to be focused on Medicare 101, and today's topic of Medicare Supplements and Medigap is going to be the topic of conversation. Lance.
Yeah, so as we dive in, let's kind of address the confusion with the names, because when we talk about private insurance with Medicare, you got a Medicare Advantage plan, and then you've got a Medicare Supplement. And I'll hear people say, well, I got a supplement insurance, and they have an Advantage plan, right? So there's just a lot of confusion around it. So I'll just start by saying this. A Medicare Advantage is not a supplement. They are different. Seems basic and simple, but we see it all the time. A Medicare Advantage is not a supplement plan. A Medigap, which is a term that people will hear sometimes, is a supplement plan. So Medicare Supplement and Medigap are interchangeable terms when it comes to Medicare. So you've got Medicare Supplements, aka Medigap, and then you've got Medicare Advantage. Rob, when it comes to getting private insurance to back up your original Medicare, and we talked about original Medicare as we started this series, Part A and B, we went deep into what they cost and what they cover. What we want to talk about is, so sometimes people can get federal or state benefits when they retire. Those who have served in the military have access to TRICARE. Some people, Rob, stay with just original Medicare. They get that red, white, and blue card, and they don't get anything to back it up, which I don't recommend at all. And the reason I don't recommend that is because Part A and B, hospital and medical, has no out-of-pocket limit. So if you're super, super healthy, it probably won't hurt you. But if you're not super healthy and you have a major medical issue, it could cost you tens of thousands of dollars, if not more. But if people don't have federal coverage, if they don't have state benefits, if they don't have TRICARE, they're choosing between one of these two options, the Medigap or the Medicare Advantage plan. And Rob, there's a lot of things that go into choosing between these two options. It's not one is better, one is good, one is bad. It's not that, right? Your health situation, your budget, your network needs, even your tolerance for risk, believe it or not, goes into this decision, and the location of where you live. Let me give you an example. Here in Allegheny County, Western PA, about 65, it's approaching 65% of people choose a Medicare Advantage plan. If you just drive a couple hours south into Maryland, 17% of people choose an Advantage plan. Massive shift, right? And a lot of it goes back to what we started talking about right before the show, in the beginning of the show, right? It's the health care that's available. You know, if there's a lot of Advantage plans, let's take it a step further. Here in Western PA, there's 70 Medicare Advantage plans. In Baltimore, there's about 13. There's a lot less choices. So yes, where you live has a big impact on which one of these options you choose, but it's also budget and all the other things. They have pros and cons, right? The Medigap has pros, it has cons. The Advantage plan has pros and cons. The biggest thing that I want to say is, and I say this a lot, but it never fails. One's not right, one's not wrong, one's not good, one's not bad, one's not best. But I do believe this, Rob. One's going to be best for the individual once they go through the whole education.
All right, we do have a winner. It's Jamie from Sarver. So why don't you read that question again and give us the correct answer? And again, congratulations to Jamie of Sarver, Pennsylvania.
Thanks for listening, Jamie. So the question today is, what pitcher broke Walter Johnson's all-time strikeout record, which stood for 60 years? And it was the Express, the Ryan Express. He recorded 5,714 strikeouts over his 27-year career, and he's the only man to ever record over 5,000 strikeouts to this day. So two men in the last 100 years have held the strikeout record.
And how many no-hitters?
7, I believe.
Pretty incredible.
And don't charge the mound on him.
No.
It will end badly for you, even if you got 10 years on him.
Right. I think Robin Ventura had more like 15 years on him. All right, what's next?
Yeah, so what we want to do is we really want to jump into what the Medigap is, the supplement is. We want to jump into the details, okay? So there's one principle, Rob, that separates these two types of private insurance. And here it is. If you choose a Medigap, a supplement plan. The number one thing you need to know about that is it works with Original Medicare. So it partners with Part A and B. Okay? Let me give you a visual. This is the visual I like to give. You turn 65, you get your red, white, and blue card. You get a supplement, a Medigap to go with it, right? When you go to the doctor, you're going to show them the red, white, and blue card and the supplement card. They work together, okay? One's a primary build, the one's a secondary bill. If you go with a Medicare Advantage plan, it doesn't work with Original Medicare. It actually replaces Original Medicare. So the same visual is you go to the doctor, the hospital, whatever, that red, white, and blue card stays at home in the safe somewhere, and you just show them the Advantage plan. So supplement works with Original Medicare. Advantage plan replaces Original Medicare. Very, very important. So let's talk a little bit more about the details of these supplements or these Medigaps. They're offered by private insurance companies, just like Advantage plans are, but they fill the gaps that are in Medicare Part A and B. That's why I like the term, when we talk about supplements, I actually like the term Medigap better, because I think it's easier to remember in the brain. They fill the gaps left over by Original Medicare. What's that mean, Rob? So if I go into the hospital and all I have is Original Medicare, if I'm in there for 5 days, I'm going to pay $1,600. That's the deductible for Original Medicare to go into the hospital. I have a long hospital stay, Rob. I'm in there. Once I get to day 61, it's $400 a day. I get to day 91, it's $800 a day. There's gaps, right? Part B, Medicare covers 80%. I'm responsible for 20%. What the supplement or the Medigap does is it fills or picks up what Original Medicare doesn't. So it's very advantageous for people. So some companies that offer these in southwestern Pennsylvania are Highmark, Aetna, United Healthcare, Cigna, Humana, just to name a few. And Rob, one of the things that I think is really important, if somebody's out shopping for a Medigap plan, that's important to know. If you've never heard of the name, I would take a little bit of caution. And here's why I say that. What we see happen sometimes is a company, a private insurance company, will come into a zip code or a locale, right? And they'll offer a supplemental plan, a Medigap. And they'll offer it at a rock bottom price, okay? They'll get people into the plan. Here's one of the big differences between supplements and Advantage plans. Everyone pays the same premium for an Advantage plan. So if you enter into an Advantage plan, you pick the plan, and your plan price is $25, then everybody who's in that plan, Rob, they're paying $25. When you get a supplement, the private insurance company can change the price of that plan however they want. So if they get you in low, they can raise it up once they have you in, and you could be potentially locked into that plan, which we'll talk about later. So these plans, Rob, are signified by a naming convention of letters. So Plan A, Plan B, a lot of people out there might have a Plan F because that was the most popular plan for a while. Now the most popular plans when it comes to Medigap are Plan G and Plan N. And the price really dictates a lot of the choice around this based on zip code and age.
All right, coming up, those seminars on July 25th, Bethel Park, they will be there. And then on July 27th, Shaler's Library, Mount Royal Boulevard, the Public Library in Washington Avenue in Vandergrift on August the 2nd. And then August the 8th, the Holiday Inn Express, Finley Road in Bell Vernon. How do you get your reserve space that is free? You call 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334. You can do that now. We have live advisors until noon. Or easy, go to MediConnectInsurance.com, MediConnectInsurance.com. Click on the Seminars tab, drop down, and reserve your space. We'll come back. Much more with Lance O'Brien. This is the Inside Connection with your Pratt Pack on a Saturday at KDKA. David Ballarado, 2 minutes away with a news update at 9:30.
Grilling season is here. Time to get to Tom Friday's Market for thick, juicy steaks. Incredible hand-cut T-bone, porterhouse, and bone-in ribeye steaks. thick, juicy burgers or try their all-new smokehouse bacon, kielbasa, slab ribs, snack sticks, and more. Tom Fridays is the last butcher shop in Pittsburgh that cuts their meat from fresh sides of local beef. Tom Fridays Market, California Avenue, Brighton Heights. Just 1 minute from the McKees Rocks Bridge. Call 412-766-4500.
Live Nation is cranking up the heat with the hottest shows coming to Pittsburgh and the Pavilion at Star Lake this summer. Don't miss Pantera, Friday, July 28th. Foreigner, The Farewell Tour, Saturday, July 29th. Mudvayne, August 2nd. Godsmack, Saturday, August 5th. Jelly Roll, August 15th. Outlaw Music Festival, Saturday, August 12th. And many more. Get 4 tickets for just $80 all in while supplies last. Head to livenation.com for more info.
Like the 13 folds of the American flag presented to the family of a fallen service member or first responder, your $13 monthly pledge to Folds of Honor does more than allow their dependents to pursue their education. It tells these families they are not forgotten. Folds of Honor has earned a Gold Star Platinum Seal, as well as a 4 out of 4 star ranking on Charity Navigator. You can join the squadron today at westernpa.foldsofhonor.org. Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville is a proud supporter of Folds of Honor.
Paul's Ice, compelling conversation, and pure Pittsburgh.
My mom sent me a text and said, "You're grounded." But it's the first time, I think, in the history of modern radio where the host has been grounded by his mother for admissions of racing, the family car back then.
Paul's Ice, weekdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 100.1 FM, AM 1020, KDKARadio.com, and on the Odyssey app.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA News Now.
It's 65 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9:30. I'm David Ballarado. Reports that a man has barricaded himself on Stewart Avenue in Carrick this morning. KDKA TV reports SWAT teams were called to the scene around 7:30 this morning for a domestic dispute. Police do have a suspect in custody in connection with a double stabbing in East Liberty Friday. It happened in broad daylight on the 6400 block of Center Avenue. One of the victims suffered superficial wounds. The other is hospitalized and last reported to be in stable condition. While there's not much to dislike about the weather here in Pittsburgh this weekend, some 120 million Americans are under heat alerts as weeks of record-breaking temperatures stretch on. CBS News correspondent Bradley Blackburn has more.
In Arizona, Phoenix topped 110 degrees for the 22nd straight day. Teams trying to help the homeless who were camping out in the elements.
Hi, we got some water and hygiene.
Nationwide, temperatures are making outdoor work grueling. In South Florida, a 29-year-old farm worker died after collapsing in the heat. Advocates are pushing for changes in the law.
We need water, we need shade, we need breaks.
In sports, despite several hits off Shohei Ohtani, including 2 homers by Henry Davis, the Bucks fell to the Angels last night 8-5. They'll meet again tonight at 9:07 on 93.7 The Fan. It's 65 degrees in Pittsburgh. I'm David Ballarado. Our next update at 10. And stay up to date minute by minute on our Twitter feed at KDKA Radio.
Summer savings are heating up at Bowser Subaru. Right now, Bowser Subaru has 8 2023 Subaru Solterra EVs in stock and ready to drive home. Lease a 2023 Solterra EV Premium, VIN number PA006-281 for $459 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing, or get 1.9% for 48 months. Plus, at Bowser Subaru, we put you in the driver's seat with a Bowser Subaru Express store. Choose your new Subaru, value your trade, and so much more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. MSRP $46,220, 36 months, 10,000 miles per year. No security deposit required. Includes $7,500 Subaru lease loyalty. Must qualify with credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends July 31st. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A mix of clouds and sunshine today with a nice afternoon. High 79, partly cloudy tonight, low 59. Sunshine tomorrow, high 83. Partly sunny with a thunderstorm Monday, high 83. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Kai Erickson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by MediConnect.
These are the people that make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, let me give you these seminars, dates, locations. On July 25th, Bethel Park Community Center, 5150 Park Avenue, Bethel Park. On July 27th, Shaler, North Hills Library, 1822 Mount Royal Boulevard, Glenshaw. On August the 2nd, Public Library, 128 Washington Avenue in that great community of Vandergrift. And then on August the 8th, the Holiday Inn Express, 181 Finley Road, Bell Vernon. MediConnectInsurance.com. Click on the Seminars tab. Reserve your space. Again, they're free, but you got to reserve your space. Or you can call now at 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334. Those live advisors are standing by until noon today. Let me ask you a question real quick. So you're talking about standard Medicare and how you wouldn't recommend that for, the red, white, and blue card. You think someday, because it's evolving in so many ways, that that type of Medicare will go away forever, or will they always have that as an option? I mean, I know it's hard to really predict, but when there's so many options out there, you got to call MediConnect at least to dive in to see what is available for you. But if you're just going down that path of signing up and getting traditional Medicare, it's more likely that you're missing out on a world of opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, the big challenge is it's a government program, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Best
been
laid plans of mice and men.
That's right. I mean, it's been around for a while, obviously, with very little changes to the core, meaning Part A and B. That's pretty much been the same. Now, there's been some things introduced into legislation recently to lower the age, right, to add dental, vision, and hearing as medically necessary. So they're tinkering around the edges, if you will. But to answer your question, I think it would be a massive challenge to change the base of Part A and B. The price for Part B is going to change, the deductibles, things of that nature, but the platform itself, Rob, I think it's going to be very difficult to change.
Lance, you think people just don't want to deal with it because it's government and it's about health care and too much to think of, or doom and gloom? I'm older. I got to hear about all the ailments I possibly could get, all of the above. I just don't know why, if your services are free, and I've been to your offices, probably some of the most beautiful, just peaceful digs, as I like to say, office setting that I've ever been in. The staff so helpful. The atmosphere is so pleasant. To get a cup of coffee and spend an hour or two with you can change someone's life. And again, you don't charge people for your services. I just don't see what the advantage would be of just doing the vanilla when there's so many flavors.
I'll tell you, when someone comes to us after trying to do it on their own, we're usually undoing their mistakes, quite frankly, right? Yeah. And even when they've gone to someone else, a lot of times we're undoing mistakes. And that's why these seminars have become so popular, Rob. It's very seldom that we don't have 20 people in one of these seminars, and we're doing 120 of them a year. Now, again, there's some outliers, but if you're 12 months away from turning 65, or you're 12 months away from retiring and you're past the age of 65, you want to get into one of these seminars. It's going to lay the foundation of what you need to know on Medicare. It's going to save you a lot of time of personal research, potential confusion, getting wrong information from people. And then we follow that seminar up, Rob, with a one-on-one consultation that then begins to build budget, timeline. We help review group coverage if you're going to keep working, so you can decide if keeping that coverage is right. I mean, again, to your point, and we appreciate how you present it because you've been with us for 5 years now. You see how we do it, right? But we just want to put you in the best position to make the right decisions about your health care once you get ready to retire and turn 65.
Listen, Sean and I signed up for Social Security. We sat side by side. We walked through it together. It was like being taught by a tutor or your mom and dad helping you with your homework. And there was such peace of mind doing it. But what people need to understand, this is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. And there are so many wonderful options out there. You guys are tied into all of the big name carriers. You know these people. They've been in the studio with us. And more importantly, why not let someone help you manage this? No one should put this burden on themselves. And here's the other thing. You guys are so down to X and O's. You bring in your list of medications, they'll tell you what you're going to be paying when you're on Medicare.
Down to the penny, right?
That's That's unheard of.
Down to the penny at the pharmacy you go to, and again, it's really simplifying the process, giving people confidence, in what they're doing and making sure they don't make mistakes, right?
That's the most important thing. 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334, MediConnectInsurance.com. Lance.
Yeah, so we did an overview of Medigap, more of the headsy stuff, if you will, in the last segment, private insurance companies, this, that. I want to get more into the practical. This is the data that we take away from the years of doing this and working with people. So we're talking about Medigap plans, type of private insurance that works with original Medicare. So, Rob, I just want to get real plain. What do people like about these types of plans? So they go on to Medicare. They decide to go with a Medigap plan. What do they like about it? Number one, they now have a nationwide network. Why is that? Well, when you go with a Medigap, because original Medicare is primary, right? You can go to any doctor or hospital in the country that accepts Medicare. So you literally have a nationwide network, which is important maybe for people who travel a lot in their retirement, or people that have significant health issues where they, even though we've talked about the great health care we have here, if they need to go somewhere else in the country at some point in time, they would have access to any specialist, any facility that accepts Medicare. So that's something people really like about these Medigap plans, is because Medicare is primary, that is the basis of their network. The second thing that they like about these, another pro, Rob, is it eliminates all Medicare-approved medical costs. And I want to be really precise in how I say this. A Medigap covers your out-of-pocket expenses for Part A and B. Now, the letter plan you choose does dictate that. Let me give you an example. So Plan G is the most popular Medigap plan today, right? If you go with a Plan G, you have to pay the Part B deductible every year, which this year it's $226. But Rob, once you pay that Part B deductible, you don't have any other out-of-pocket expenses for Part A or Part B services. That's huge. For people who want peace of mind around their health care, no matter what happens, I get cancer, need chemo, I have, the need for dialysis on an ongoing basis, major things that will have a lot of cost to them, a Medigap is going to really limit your financial health care costs.
Listen, it seems so complicated, but believe me, I've seen it firsthand. They will simplify it to where you will understand it. And when you walk out of there, you'll be in disbelief what they've done for you and realize you don't have to cut them a check. That alone should make you want to call right now, 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier. We have great relationships with all the carriers.
They've all been in here.
Yeah, but we're not loyal to them, right? We're loyal to the consumer, right? We're loyal to making sure that what their needs are fits with the right carrier, the right company. So another thing that people really like about these Medigaps, Rob, is the coverage works seamlessly with original Medicare. And what I mean by that is if Medicare covers it under Part A and B, the supplement is required to cover it. So it really limits the need for prior authorization, approval for different services. So people who want their health care to work easily, they will like the Medigap because, again, I can go anywhere. I don't have to deal with a lot of prior authorization, and I don't have to deal with a lot of bills. And they like that it's a contract. The federal government actually stipulates what the Plan G and the Plan N is. The private insurance company doesn't. When the private insurance company comes and says, we want to offer a Plan G, they have to offer exactly what the government says they can. Where with an Advantage plan, they have to meet certain guidelines, but then they can change the plan in different ways how they kind of want to. The private insurance company has more control over the plan. So that's what people really like about the Medigaps. So what don't they like, Rob? Like if they go this direction, what don't they like? Well, the first thing is the Medigaps don't cover Part D drugs. Okay? So covers A and B, but it doesn't cover Part D. So they have to go out and they have to purchase a second plan. a Part D prescription drug plan. So it's another premium. There's more out-of-pocket cost up front. And then usually the Part D plans have a deductible, so their prescriptions could cost more on that standalone plan. So they don't necessarily like that aspect of it. Also, they only cover dental and vision if it's medically necessary, Rob. So if they want to have their routine eye exams covered, if they want to have coverage for fillings, extractions, all the things that happen to their teeth and their eyes as they get older, guess what? They got to buy another policy for that, or they have to pay out of pocket. So one of the big things people don't like about the Medigaps is everything's not covered in one policy like an Advantage plan. So there's more upfront out-of-pocket cost, higher premiums, multiple premiums. And then here's the other one, Rob, that we can't have the discussion without bringing up, is medical underwriting may be required, okay? So what that means is when you first go on to Medicare, you can get one of these Medigaps with no underwriting whatsoever. Regardless of where you live in the United States, regardless of your health conditions, you get treated as if you're the healthiest person in the country. You get it, pay the same price as everyone else, okay? If you don't get it in that initial enrollment period, Rob, and you want it later, you will have to medically underwrite. It's not a physical, it's a series of questions. They check the pharmacy database, all that stuff. And you can be denied at that point in time, right? So that's something very important in the initial decision people need to take into account.
All right, again, 888-818-6334. Just call, set up an appointment. You can do it right now. Those advisors are there till noon. Say you were listening to us on the radio and you want to set up that appointment. There is never a charge for their services. 888-818-6334, MediConnectInsurance.com.
KDKARadio.com gets you information fast. At KDKARadio.com, get the facts you need on your mobile without the navigation hassles. It's next level service. Try it now. KDKARadio.com.
Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory, a Pittsburgh tradition for over 60 years, has you covered with blinds, draperies, shutters, and upholstery. Lachina has all the major brands, ensuring you get the best of the best. In a hurry? Lachina has in-stock fabrics ready for immediate delivery. Call 412-665-4900 for an in-home shopping appointment, 412-665-4900, or shop in-store or online. Accept no substitutes. For the best selection and prices, there's only one Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory.
When you shop at Coons Market, you're shopping the entire Pittsburgh area community.
Coons Market is proud to feature many Pittsburgh products such as Isley's, Bellevue, and Breadworks.
Coons works with area farmers to source fresh local products, placing the bounties from the Pittsburgh community right at your kitchen table.
As a family-owned grocer for the past 54 years, Coons is part of the Pittsburgh area fabric. You'll always find quality items that are made or grown in our area.
And you'll also find special Coons bargains such as...
From the Coons Deli, another great Pittsburgh tradition, Isley's Original Chipped Ham, $4.49 per pound. And with savings you can see on your Coons Reward card, made with beef and pork Coons Kielbasa, 12-ounce package, $3.39 each.
Coons brings together the Pittsburgh area community each time you shop, with savings you can see on your Coons Rewards card.
Shop at one of Coons' 8 store locations or shop online at coonsmarket.com for convenient curbside pickup.
Coons Market,
a Pittsburgh tradition.
For all station contest rules, go to kdkaradio.com/rules.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
These are the people that make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, let me go over these seminar dates, times, locations, information that you need. Then we're going to talk to Bob in Swickley. He wants to jump in here with a positive review, and we always love to hear from those who are happy with the services of MediConnect, and you will be too. Anyway, July 25th, Bethel Park Community Center, Park Avenue, Bethel Park. July 27th, Shaler North Hills Library, Mount Royal Boulevard, Glenshaw. August the 2nd, Public Library, 128 Washington Avenue in Vandergrift. And on August the 8th, Holiday Inn Express, 181 Finley Road, Bell Vernon. 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334, or go to MediConnectInsurance.com and click on that Seminars tab. Bob, how are you? Welcome to KDKA.
Good morning, Rob. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Say hi to Lance.
Hey, Lance.
Hey, Bob. How you doing?
Highest accolades to Matt Murray. I was in I'm 69 years old. I've always been on my wife's insurance. Suddenly, she lost her job. She lost her coverage that day, which was 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
I called MediConnect. I live close to your location, whatever, and saw Matt Murray. And I'm a career medical fraud investigator. I was so overwhelmed by the different plans. All I could say is we had left in 30 minutes. I have the best coverage I've ever had at a phenomenal price, including when I was on my wife's insurance. And not only she's not on Medicare, your organization set her up with great coverage. So highest accolades. Don't try to do this by yourself. I was in the business. I had no clue how to do it. Your service is amazing. And again, Matt Murray, I can't tell you how much I appreciate him because we were desperate,
Yeah. Yeah.
And thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. We really appreciate it, Bob, and we appreciate you listening. We're glad that we were able to help you. And, Rob, it's 5,000 people a year now that we're helping, and it's been just growing and growing. And we've seen pretty much every case and scenario that you could imagine when it comes to this. And because of that, we're able to execute at a high level and make sure that we get things done quickly. So, again, appreciate the shout out, Bob, this morning. And we're excited to continue doing what we're doing.
All right, let's take one more. Dennis, you're on the air at KDK. How are you?
Good morning. Hello, Lance.
Hey, Dennis.
Just some accolades as well. Years ago, I was going off of my company plan. I met with you personally in a small group right after COVID up in your office, and I have diabetes, much like your daughter did.
Yeah.
And you said there was no option for me rather than go on to a supplemental plan. And I did. I ended up with myasthenia gravis.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I've been going to, oh, boy. I've been going through those treatments since last July. I just completed my 40-some, and they're around $16,000 a piece every time I go in. And Medicare covers a very small part, and my supplemental covers the rest.
Awesome. Sorry to hear about the health stuff, but so glad we got you the right coverage.
And you did, and I'm in the right city.
You are.
What I got, there's only 8 hospitals in the country that have a full-time staff to treat that.
Wow.
But thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope your daughter is doing well.
She is. She just made some changes with her diabetes, and her A1C is much better. And again, appreciate the shout out. So happy for you. And as always, we're here for you if you have any needs that change in the future.
Thank you.
You're
have
welcome.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Boy, we have learned so much about the diabetes because of your family connection. Many of the callers, obviously listeners, clients of yours, diabetes and that very important drug, that insulin is so essential, is it not?
It really is. And then, that's the one thing with all this, Rob, is no one has a crystal ball, unfortunately, right? We don't know exactly what's going to happen with our health. That's why this decision is so important. And I really do appreciate what Dennis said, because we try to look at each situation, each individual, and really drill down to give them a couple options where they can say, yes, this makes sense for me. This is what I feel confident in doing. And then as they move forward, they see the results of that. And, we're just so appreciative. But yeah, I mean, there's been such great changes. There's more changes coming down the line for diabetics and insulin. I love being able to get up every day, Rob, and make a difference like this for people.
You know how I look at this show, and I always think about healthcare, but because of being in so many facilities of late, when you're walking down the hall in a hospital and you go by each room, it's like an individual story, something someone is going through, good, bad, indifferent. Somebody is dealing with some health issues, and that's why the family and friends are there. That's why they're in that bed. I'm always the one when I go by every nurse's station. Thank you. Have a good night. We appreciate you. But there is everybody that has their own story, and that's what makes MediConnect, bridging that healthcare gap, You focus on the individual story. You tailor-make that health care plan that's going to help them, not just in good times, but when times aren't as good. And it keeps everybody on the same page, and it lets the carriers do their job, and obviously people have peace of mind that they're not worrying about what the after effect is going to be. They want to worry about the recovery, not the bill that's going to be coming in the mail.
Absolutely, or getting approval for the procedure and all of those things. And, so as we kind of move towards a wrap up today, I'd love to keep going today, right?
Yeah,
just really just talking for people. But as we wrap up supplement, here's the type of consumer a supplement makes sense for, the Medigap we've been talking about today.
Right.
Someone who has significant chronic conditions. Okay, so if they have chronic conditions, they may be more suited for a supplement as opposed to an Advantage plan. Someone where network flexibility is a high priority, whether it's for physical needs or travel needs. For those who desire predictive coverage and cost, right? For somebody who really wants to make sure that no matter what happens with their health, their medical emergency, Rob, is never going to become a financial emergency.
Amen.
That's where a Medigap would come in to be important, and where strong Medicare options don't exist. Right? If you're in an area where strong Medicare Advantage options don't exist, the Medigap might be the better way to go.
We all want to feel like Henry Davis did last night, hitting those homers off of Ohtani.
Yeah, run those bases with joy, baby.
You know what? I'd have ran right into the dugout and right into the locker room and said, good night, everybody, because it doesn't get much better than that.
No.
Listen, you do such good things on this show. You give us that euphoric feeling because we hear these stories like we heard moments ago from Bob and, of course, our last caller, Dennis. Just keep doing what you're doing, okay?
We appreciate the platform to get the information out. If you're struggling with your Medicare, don't know what to do, give us a call.
888-818-6334.
The preceding was paid for by MediConnect. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-514-1026. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-514-1026 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-514-1026 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-514-1026.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Folks, you know I love Bath R Us. Check this out. This is amazing. So, the folks at Bath R Us and my friend Chad, their team right now, if you have a free home estimate, they enter you for a chance to win a brand new car. Whoa. 855-592-BATH. 855-592-BATH. 855-592-2284. Bath R Us, free home estimate. Get a chance to win a new car. Come on.
Summertime in Pittsburgh. And if you hate to paint, do what your neighbor Edwina did. She called Rhino Shield.
So over the years, I had to touch up the house. I just got to the point where I couldn't spend any more money on the outside of the house. And when I saw Rhino Shield, I thought that was the answer to my problem.
And Rhino Shield's not paint. It's better.
I've had painters here before, and it was usually quite a disaster with them leaving their equipment here and picking up things in the yard. But Rhino Shield was right on
Pittsburgh, you too can have the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price.
The gentleman said, if you're interested, give me a call. And I said, honestly, can you come tomorrow?
Here's owner Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Don't paint, don't
Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
An overachiever. That's what you want in a financial advisor. Someone who strives for the very best by working hard and working smart. My daughter, Sarah Botkin, of Botkin Family Wealth Management, is an overachiever. It's been her nature since she was a little girl, determined to win piano competitions. It continued as her mother and I watched her graduate with highest distinction from the University of Virginia, and it was evident in her diligence to earn the Certified Financial Planner designation.